people that are moving through that, they're in transition because they're moving from learning to do something to moving to doing it better and then learning to do something else. And it adds and adds and adds. The first thing to understanding when you walk into any environment or any dysfunctional team is it's a direct representation of you.
Scary. For a lot of people, that's terrifying.
It's a fact, though. How you are viewed inwardly is what you project outwardly, and it's how you view yourself.
And the people that you've attracted into that environment, you've attracted.
They're yours.
Like,
you own
scary. You can blame
you
your
own
employees.
You know, I have sat through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of role plays with business owners who are victimized or handicapped by their employees. And it always lands on, why'd you hire them then? And why do you continue to hire them?
And why are you not firing them?
And why aren't you either not firing yourself or firing them? I've had business owners that have shown up to work, had their company cars stolen and driven out to the desert, and all 14 or 18 staff members gone. I've had business owners that have done incredible things, thinking they were doing the right thing and they were doing the wrong thing. So at the end of the day, your culture or your environment, and this is true if you're a division leader in a company, if you're a VP in the company, if you're the owner of the company, or if you're your own owner of your own business. There's three ways to view people and environments: transactionally, transitionally, or transformatively. And if you use that lens and you just simply talk to people and you listen to them, you will know what the thinking is in that environment and culture.
What of those three do you want? What's good? What's bad?
You want them all. You want the positive attributes of everything. See, transactional thinking is very granular and it's repetitive. Transitional thinking, you have to live in transition to improve. And transformative thinking means you're driving to something much bigger, much greater than where you're at today. But you should be able to articulate that. And you have to be able to articulate how you're moving through those three different words. I call them the 3 T's. And let me give you an example.
Transactional,
transitional, transformative. And that's actually the process you go from wherever you're at to wherever you could dream of being. You have to go through all 3 of those T's because it starts right now.
Oh, so that's why you're saying that none of them are bad. It's not like you avoid one and you try to create the other. Like, you have to go through. It's almost a process. Would you say it's cyclical?
Yeah. So go back to Hector's comment. How many calls did you make today? If I want to have a business that's generating $10 million of revenue, and I know I need 20 people doing the very thing that I'm not doing today, which is 25 phone calls. If I don't perfect the 25 phone calls, I can't perfect the next thing that allows me to get to the next level.
Makes a lot of sense.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So people that are moving through that, they're in transition because they're moving from learning to do something to moving to doing it better and then learning to do something else. And it adds and adds and adds. And then you can be Hector and you can tell everybody, here's exactly what I did. Here's exactly what I said. Here's exactly how I said it. Here's the exact result that I got. And if you just do that and master it, you'll succeed faster. Does that make sense?
Yes.
People who live in transitional mode, there's one or two kinds of people. You have the people who are in transition while they're in pursuit of mastery, and they understand it's part of the journey and they can accept it. It's uncomfortable. They make themselves even more uncomfortable because change and growing is uncomfortable. But they can articulate. The people that live in transition, that use transition as a defer and deflect, it's so easy to hear that because it sounds like this. We've tried that before and it didn't work. I'll wait and see what happens.
Give me 2 years.
Give me a couple years.
I'll try it when I see it.
There's always something other than accountability in that conversation. It's either somebody else's fault or the market's not right or you don't understand my business. So people that live in transition like to live there because there's no accountability. And where there's no accountability, you don't need discipline.
Well, and they're not committed.
Someone
who's committed. We were recently just at a conference that we talked about on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Commit first, figure the rest out later. Like, commit to doing something new. Commit to creating the growth that you're looking for. Commit to setting a target. Commit to developing a skill. And then figure it out.
If you're moving to transformation, the only answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not as successful in the 25 calls that you have mastered, so I want to learn how to be better. Okay, how are you making those calls? What are you saying in those calls? What are people saying to you? Have you mastered the 25 or 30 overcoming objections or mastering objections? Have you watched the video? Have you role played it 1,000 times over? And if the answer is no, then you know what the problem is. You don't need to be a surgeon, and you don't need an MRI machine to understand what the default or the defect is or what the problem is. It immediately comes out of your mind, and then instantaneously you can tell what the issue is.
Right.
Because it's all about the point of focus. Teaching people the 3 T's: transactional, transitional, transformative. Teaching them the positive aspects of the 3 T's. And then teaching them what to listen for, but most importantly, how to communicate it so others can easily understand why they're doing what they're doing. And if I sat down with you as an employee and I said, the reason I'm bringing you into the organization today, Natalie, is I want to grow the organization to $10 million. Today, it's just me doing it. I've been mastering everything I've been working on. Now I have to master teaching somebody else. I'm not going to be very good at it because I've only always focused on myself, and I know how I succeeded and the things that I did to succeed. Now I have to transfer those to you. So now I'm moving into transition because you're the first person of the 20 that I'm going to actually duplicate all the best results of everything I've ever done. Now here's the beautiful part. You're going to get a lot of me. Here's the bad part. You're going to get a lot of me. But what we're going to do is we're going to conquer this, which means when I'm able to teach you the results that I've been able to accomplish, you're going to be the first person I taught to do that, which means you have a head start. So if I want to engage you now, I'm going to move you to transformative. So Natalie, imagine coming into an organization where you perfect everything that I've learned to perfect. And it's taken me a long time, and I'm going to give you the shortcut on how to do it. Once you've mastered that, I'm going to teach you to do what I just did with you, which is to train others to do it. And when I get to where I have 20 employees who have all mastered what I've mastered, you're going to be one of the top employees, or maybe you become a business partner, or maybe you move to a new market, we joint venture together, and we start the whole process over because that's your opportunity. So Natalie, when you come here today, there's no reason for you to ever leave here because we're just going to get bigger and bigger and better and bigger and better and bigger and better. And there's no rules about how big and how much better we can get.